What's up, everyone? It's Anna, also known as That Star Wars Girl, and today I'm going to be talking about the Oscars. So the Oscars were last night. I did not watch them myself just because I don't have regular TV. I get to do all the fun things and watch all of the little playthrough videos online on YouTube and sometimes on Twitter, because a lot of people have these magical things called phones, and with these magical things called phones, they can take videos on the go. So there was a lot of videos that were coming out from phones, and you can tell because of the alignment, the portrait view mode instead of landscape view mode. And so one of the things that somebody caught on the red carpet was, because it's a big show coming into the Oscars, right? Everyone is in their nice tuxedos, all the women are in glorious dresses, and it used to be popular for them to say, oh, like, who are you wearing? And then all of a sudden people got offended and be like, you can't ask them what designer brand they're wearing. So then they stopped the people that interview you. They can't ask that question anymore. But so Natalie Portman, as you can tell from my thumbnail, she was wearing a very specially altered outfit just for this event. So there is a video of her on the red carpet being interviewed. I have the video pulled up. It's on Twitter, so let's go check this out to see what exactly she's virtue signaling about now. And I want everyone to understand, I love Natalie Portman. I've been a huge fan of her since I watched her in Star Wars, because that was the first film I ever saw her in, and then, going and binging the rest of her movies. She's a great actress. The thing about her, though, and I want everyone to take this in mind when watching this, this is someone who has been acting since they were a child. So Natalie Portman has been working in Hollywood for a very, very long time. She knows the ins and outs of things. She's worked with a lot of different people. Also, on that aspect, you have to understand, she has been working in Hollywood. She has been a movie star since she was very, very young. And back when the Golden Globes came out and, Ricky Gervais did his opening and he said, a lot of you don't have room to talk. You guys want to be woke. You guys want to go and, preach your politics, preach these things to other people when you really have no room to talk. You've had less schooling than Greta Thunberg. You are in no position to preach to teach people about politics because you yourself, you've never had to work a real job. You've been a movie star your entire life. Natalie Portman is the perfect example of that. Now think about that before we watch this video. Take a minute, think about it. Let's go watch this. Alright, so I have this tweet pulled up. Obviously, it's playing the video already, so I'll go back to the beginning of it so we can start. It's very short. It's only 16 seconds, but basically, in this video, you get to see her little dress. So you see she's got this very beautiful dress on, but she has this cape. And on this cape, she has embroidered ladies' names. And as you can see, Natalie Portman embroidered her Dior cape with all of the female directors who weren't nominated at the Oscars. Now, this is very much just cherry picking information that you want for your own little protest. Again, like you got to think about the context. Natalie Portman has been a star basically her entire life. You want to virtue signal all of this about all these women directors that didn't get nominated. You have to understand. I mean, she should understand more than anyone how the Oscars works, how they pick things. You have all of the movies throughout the year, and they narrow it down to 5. These are the 5 best movies of the year that they pick from. These are the 5 best directors that they pick from. There is a whole system which Natalie Portman should be very understanding of. Heck, how many Oscars has Natalie Portman won? She was just posting about it on her Instagram. How, she was amazed because she was pregnant at the time when she won, I believe, the Oscar for Black Swan, and she's pregnant with her son. It's like, Natalie Portman, you understand, you should know how Hollywood works more than anyone. But let's watch this little video, guys. Let's make this full screen for you.
That's amazing.
How did you decide to do this?
I wanted to recognize the women who were not recognized for their incredible work this year in my subtle way.
Alright, so now that you guys have seen her virtue signaling with her little protest with the names of all of these women on the dress, I don't know why I'm going to be the one explaining this to somebody that literally grew up being a movie star, being Natalie Portman. When the Academy goes and does their thing, they look at all of the movies and they narrow it down to the top ones. And the top ones are the ones that finally get put up on that podium for the Oscars. If those women who are female directors didn't have the best work, then it's not going to be nominated. You need to understand that it doesn't matter what a person's gender is. It doesn't. If the work is good, it will speak for itself. I don't see Natalie Portman going around being happy that the first woman composer won the Oscar. She won the Golden Globe. She did the composing, the music composition for Joker. She did that. A woman did that. She's the first one to get the Oscar for that. No, but I don't see anyone making a fuss about that. I don't see anyone praising her online. Maybe a few articles, but it's not breaking the news. But Natalie Portman with her little dress is doing that. Now, thank you to the person that did this, by the way, that linked me Natalie Portman's IMDb for her studio. So Natalie Portman has a film studio, which is Handsome Charlie Films. So let's take a look at the films that Natalie Portman has done, because she's all about female directors. She's all about all of these amazing women that didn't get any acknowledgement. So let's look and see how many women Natalie Portman has employed with her own film production company, because you think somebody that's going out of their way to go and get women's names embroidered on her clothing that she's wearing and virtue signaling at the Oscars, you would think, wow, this woman must be a very big spokesperson for women's rights, for equal women in directing and all that. Now I think that's all of that is mumbo jumbo. That's ridiculous. I'm one of those people that I think if the work speaks for itself, that if you are good enough, you will make it, that if you deserve it, that if you put the time, energy, and passion into something, that you will get that acknowledgement, that your film, if you were put on this world to direct, to tell stories, that you're going to make it if you put the time, if you put the work in, if you put the passion in. But some people just want the acknowledgement because, oh, I'm a woman, please acknowledge me. I'm a minority, please acknowledge me. I get those little checkpoints, so I'm therefore worthy of the work, or worthy of the award, even though I don't put the work in. That I think is complete bullshit. If you put the work in and you earned that, then good fucking for you. I don't care what your gender is. I don't care what you identify as. I don't care. If the work is good, if you earned it, then go for it. You deserve it. You don't see me sitting here, being upset because Quentin Tarantino didn't win the Oscar. I'm a huge Quentin Tarantino fan. I love Quentin Tarantino. I love his movies. I don't know shit about him in the real life because what he does in his own private, personal life has nothing to do with the way he makes movies. But then, people want to crucify him. Oh, he's a white man, blah, 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 blah. Martin Scorsese, blah, 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 blah. This, and this person. It's like, all right, well, guess what? They are who they are in Hollywood because they put the fucking work in. Doesn't matter if you don't like their movies. Doesn't matter if you don't like their personal life. I don't care. They are who they are because they put the damn work in and they fucking earned it. So don't give me this shit about, oh, these women that weren't acknowledged. Well, if their whole entire thing is about them being women, they're never gonna make it, because you don't get to that type of, status if you don't put the fucking work in. I don't know how much more I can emphasize that. But let's go, because Natalie Portman wants to virtue signal. Let's go look at her own film production studio and see how many women she has directing her movies, or, movies from her company. No Strings Attached. Director, oh, look, it's a man. Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, oh, look, it's a man. Jane Got a Gun, oh my gosh, look, it's a man. Hesher, oh, look, guys, again, it's a man. The Other Woman, it's a man. Tale of Love and Darkness, it's her, it's Natalie Portman, so there you go, one woman, and it's herself. Eating Animals, oh, look, it's a man. Foxy Trotter, oh, look, it's a man. Eve, oh, look, it's Natalie Portman. And then these two that are announced, but they haven't come out. So, yeah, so Natalie Portman wants to go virtue signal. She wants to go here onto the red carpet, show off her dress for all these women that didn't get acknowledged, that, they were left out of the Oscars. But Natalie Portman won't even hire women to direct movies for her company aside from herself. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that kind of hypocritical? It absolutely amazes me, the levels that people will go through in Hollywood for woke points, to push this agenda, to push this narrative. Oh, look at all of these women whose names I have embroidered on my coat because it's my way of acknowledging them. It's like, okay, well then why don't you go create art with these women? You want more female empowerment? You want more female directors? Then fucking hire some. Don't go virtue signal this when you don't even practice what you preach. And that's what so many people in Hollywood do. And I don't see what the big thing is about having a little statue that's going to sit on your shelf and collect dust. I don't see the point. If that's all you care about, if that's all you work for, then you're just going to lead a very, very miserable life. If you were put on this earth to create art, to create movies, to tell stories, and what you find is that you're not going to be the person that's in front of the camera. You want to be the person behind the camera, running the scenes, directing. You want to play chess and put all of these pieces together to create this masterpiece. If that was what you were put on this earth to do, then fucking do it, and do it, to the fullest extent that you can. That's why people like Martin Scorsese are in the position that they are. Now, I've said this before, I'm not a fan of Martin Scorsese. Yes, there are some movies of his that I like, but typically the genre that he covers isn't my cup of tea. Quentin Tarantino, one of my favorite directors of all time. He's put on this earth, him and Martin Scorsese, people like that are put on this earth to tell stories, and it doesn't matter if they win the Oscar or not. They're proud of their work at the end of the day. And one of the best little examples that I can show you guys is this interview that Ice Cube did. And for those of you that aren't aware, Ice Cube, he didn't get famous for acting. He got famous for his music. And when the movie Straight Outta Compton came out, everyone in America, I think in America, but everyone specifically in California stopped. I'm from California. It's a big part of Californian history, especially, down in Southern California where I currently live. And, it was one of those things that everyone in California, this is such a big part of who we are. I remember growing up and hearing this music as it came out. And rap is not my cup of tea, but I remember it. And when Ice Cube described what it was like making Straight Outta Compton, and how he got asked because they got nominated for the award. It was a big deal. Straight Outta Compton was a big deal, and his example for why it doesn't matter, it's not important, and him and the guys, they weren't making it to get an Oscar. They weren't making it for something that's going to sit on the shelf. They were making it to tell a story, to tell, basically a history lesson on music, on what it's like to be from that part of California, from that part of LA. And I'm going to show you guys this little clip. Please listen all the way through. It's not very long, but please listen and understand what he's saying and see the vast difference between somebody that actually cares about their work, somebody that actually cares about the art that they're making, as compared to someone that's just trying to virtue signal with names on their clothing. So let's check this out.
We don't do movies for the industry. We do movies for the fans, for the people. And, the industry, if they give you a trophy or not, or pat you on the back or not, it's nice, but it's not something that you should dwell on. We got accolades from all levels, from our core fans, from our curious fans, from our fans or people who, didn't even think they wanted to see that movie. I think an older generation got an understanding on why we did that kind of music, and a younger generation got a history lesson, and we got so much praise for the movie. And it's like, how could you be mad because one other academy or guild or anybody didn't say it's the number one? It's like, it's crying about, not having enough icing on your cake. And, you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous.
I feel like truer words haven't been spoken. And I think that was a perfect analogy. It's complaining that you don't have enough icing on top of your cake. These women that Natalie Portman has embroidered on her dress, they got to make a movie. They got to do something that people only dream of. People that, grow up their entire life that want to work in Hollywood, that have these stories within them, that want to tell them that they want their chance in Hollywood. They want to be directing movies in Hollywood. These women have that. They had that opportunity. They got that. Who cares if they won an Oscar or not? They got to make a movie. That's what people should care about. That's what should matter. If Natalie Portman is upset because they didn't get an Oscar, well, so what? Thousands and thousands of people haven't gotten Oscars that work in the industry. Thousands upon thousands and millions of people are sitting at home that are making movies on, their phone, that are making movies on, little cameras, that want to be movie makers, that want to direct it, that will never get their shot, that will never get movies being made, that will never have somebody like Natalie Portman writing their names on her clothing because they didn't get an Oscar. So stop virtue signaling. You got it. They got to make their movie. They got to do that. They got to tell their stories. Who cares if they didn't get an Oscar? Who cares? If that's all you want in life, you're gonna be miserable. It's something that, it's a void that no matter how many awards you get, how many Oscars you get, it's never gonna feel that. You're never gonna be happy if all you're doing it for is a trophy. And I think that this is a vast difference between somebody that has had to struggle for a majority of their life, like Ice Cube, and somebody that that's been doing this since they were a child with a silver spoon in their mouth. There's a very big difference in the level of appreciation for something as compared to just expecting something because they want it. So everyone, let me know what you thought in the comments below, and if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, that's okay too. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Also, share this video. It will really help my channel. YouTube has been going through some crazy PMS lately, and it's been fucking with my channel. It's been fucking with all of my friends' channels. So please hit the like, hit subscribe, and share it. It'll really help me and other YouTubers out, because YouTube is trying to make this all about big channels, not like big channels like YouTube channels, but big, company owned channels, and they are trying to make this basically the new TV and wipe out individual creators. So it'll help me out, it'll help all the other creators, so just keep that in mind when you're watching videos. And again, thank you everyone for being here, thank you for watching, and yeah, so everyone, have a great rest of your day, and may the force be with you, because we are really, really, really going to need it. Bye everyone. What's up, everyone? It's Anna, also known as That Star Wars Girl, and I have an Etsy store, so if you've ever wanted to own a print of my artwork, this is the place to go. As you can see, I have a lot of recognizable characters, from horror films to heroes to Star Wars characters. Some of the notable characters I have on here are Darth Vader, which I did a couple live streams painting, so you can own a print of this painting. I also have Luke Skywalker, the binary sunset version, one of my favorite scenes in the original New Hope movie. I have Darth Maul, which Ray Parks himself actually complimented me on Instagram. And then last but certainly not least, Ahsoka Tano. So if you want to own any of these prints, go right on over to my Etsy store. Again, that's The Art of Anna, That Star Wars Girl, or TSWG for short. Thank you everyone, and have a great rest of your day. What's up, everyone? I have a P.O. box, so if you want to send me some mail, go ahead and send it to Anna, That Star Wars Girl, or TSWG for short, at P.O. Box number 28171, Santa Ana, California, 927998171. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much.